Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to day 3 of our 40 days of positivity and productivity. Today, we are talking about what drains more energy than almost anything else, trying to control the things that are out of our hands. Been there, done that. And hopefully, today, at the end of the day, we are going to overcome this bad tendency together. Have you ever stressed about what other people think? The past, wishing you had done something differently, the economy, the weather, how someone treats you. We've all been there. We spend so much time worrying about things that we cannot change, and it steals our peace. But today, I want to help you release that burden, because when you let go of what you can't control, you gain so much freedom, clarity, and peace of mind. By the end of this video, you'll have a powerful shift in perspective, and it will help you to focus on what actually matters. So let's dive in. The illusion of control. Let's be honest, most of us like the idea of being in control when we want things to go according to our plan, but life doesn't work that way. No matter how much we try, we can't control everything. Here are a few examples. You can't control the weather, but you can control how you dress, right? If it's raining, you can choose to take an umbrella, but you cannot control the weather. You can't control what people say about you, but you can control how you respond to what they say, right? You can't control the economy. God knows, we wish we could control Ghana's economy, but we cannot. But we can control the financial decisions that we make from there, right? So it's important that we don't worry, we don't spend our energies on things that fall into the category of what we cannot control. Think about a time where you were stressed and anxious. What about something that you had control over? Was it something you had control over? Was it something you had influence on? Or was it something that was totally out of your control? And were you stressing about it? Most of the time, stress comes when we are resisting reality. We are wishing things are different instead of accepting what it is. The truth is, peace comes when we focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. There's something called the 3 zones, and today I want us to delve deeper into that and think about it. So there's the zone of control, there's the zone of influence, and there's the zone of concern. To help with this, I'll break it down. Let's talk about this. So zone 1, things that you can control. This includes your attitude, your efforts, your words, your actions, how you react to a situation, your daily habits. These are the things that you should focus on and put the most of your time and energy into, because they are completely in your hands. Zone 2, I would say, are the things that you can influence, but you cannot fully control. These would be other people's opinion of you, your career growth, the outcome of all your efforts. You can influence these things by your actions, but you cannot force them to happen exactly how you want them to happen. For example, you can work hard, but you can't guarantee a promotion. You can treat someone kindly, but you can't make them like you. The key is to do your best, right? You can only do your best. And here, I would like to pause and add an example from marriage, especially married women. There's a tendency for us to think that because we are expressing love, because we're giving love in the way that we know how, somehow we are entitled to a certain reciprocity, that your partner has to reciprocate it the same way, that your siblings or your parents have to reciprocate it the same way. It doesn't work like that. The way your actions go out is up to you. How it's perceived is also within the control of the other person, right? So it's not within your control. Key is to do your best, but release the attachment to the outcome. You cannot guarantee the outcome. The outcome is a condition of so many other people coming together and putting in the effort. You cannot guarantee it all by your actions only, so release it. Zone 3 will be the things that we have no control over whatsoever. And that would be things like the past, the weather, the economy. Oh my God, how we all wish that we could control Ghana's economy. I'm sure even the finance minister cannot control it. Other people's behavior and choices, and then random events in life. Spending energy here is totally pointless. Today I'm making a lot of confessions here. In times past, when I was really young, very young, I think it was about primary school, I hadn't developed my voice, so I wasn't so vocal. So whenever I was bullied or someone said something that didn't go too well with me, I would internalize it. And then in the night, before I went to sleep, I would play back every interaction, whether that was with a friend, with a colleague, and then in the playback I would say the things that I could have said in the moment. What a complete waste of time. At least I went back to school the next day with the version that had played back in the night in my mind, so I didn't feel the need to retell it. I would just internalize it, and then it's like a movie scene, shoot it again in my mind, and then make sure that this time I gave the person the correct comeback that I couldn't do because I was a good girl in school, right? And a complete waste of time and energy. Don't waste time with these things. They can't change. You cannot change them. So do your best with the ones that you can control. There's power in letting go. Let me tell you a quick story. There lived a monk in a peaceful village. One day a young man came up to him. He was angry. He was frustrated. He said, people are talking behind my back. The world is unfair. No matter what I do, things don't go my way, blah, blah, blah. The monk smiled, like I'm smiling to you now. And he handed him a glass of water. Then he put some salt in it. He stirred it and he said, drink. The young man drank it. Said, "Ash, it's too salty, too salty." Then the mom took him to a lake, fresh water flowing, and he threw in some salt, the same amount of salt, and he said, "Now fetch and drink." The young man took a sip and he was like, "It tastes fresh. Of course it will taste fresh." The monk said, the salt represents your problems, but the glass is your mind. The salt is the problems. Your glass is the mind. If your mind is small, your problems will feel overwhelming. But when you expand your perspective, problems lose their power. So powerful. What lesson have you learned from this? The thing with parables is that everybody picks different lessons from it. So tell me in the comment section what lesson you have learned from this before I tell you my side of it. Well, what I think is that trying to control everything, when you let go of trying to control everything, your mind expands. So something has happened. Someone rushes to you. They're trying to gossip. Blah blah blah. This person did this. Oh really? Oh okay. It's not up to you what someone should do. So why do you spend half an hour gossiping with another person on what another person did? It's not up to you. The person did it for reasons best known to them, and they did it because they thought it was what was best in their life at that point. But it's not up to you, so there's no need fussing over it. Once you start letting go of some of these things, once you adopt this principle of life, becomes so much easier. Trust me. How do we practice this letting go? Let's talk about some practical steps here. Ask yourself: can I control this? Can I change this? Is it in my control? Or is it, I just wish that I could control it? Once you know you can't control it, let it go. Focus on what you can control and watch your life blossom. Once you have that laser focus on what you can control, watch your life blossom. Watch things work out for your good, right? Focus on what you can control and reframe your perspective. Instead of thinking, oh, this shouldn't be happening to me. How could she say that? I have loved her with all my heart and with all my being. I've been a good friend. How could she do that? Blah, blah, blah. Say, this is happening. You see the difference? Instead of saying, why is this happening? Say, this is happening. Okay, she's doing this. She's actually behaving this way. But how can I respond to it in the best way so not to spoil our friendship, so not to spoil? It's happening. There's nothing you can do about it. It's actually happening. How can you respond to it? That's what is within your control, right? Okay, it's easier said than done, but at least practice. So use the drop the rope technique. Imagine you're in a tug of war with life. You're pulling on a rope. The more you resist, the more exhausted you become. Drop the rope. And I would recommend this book, Mel Robbins' book, The Let Them Theory. Read it. It really falls in line with today's episode. Read it and you see that you feel light. Drop the rope. Don't be in a tug of war with life. Drop the rope. Choose what you can do and let people do what they can do, right? Whenever you're caught up in something that is outside of your control, visualize yourself dropping the rope and choose peace. Now take a deep breath. Remind your brain, not everything needs a reaction, not everything deserves your energy. You choose power. You have the power to choose peace. Use your power appropriately, right? So if something is happening to you, is worrying you, is it out of your control, drop it. If you can focus on it, you can control it, do something about it, and stop worrying. Here's the truth. Trying to control the uncontrollable only leads to stress. You'll be old, you'll be wrinkled. But when you let go, when you release the need to force things, you create a space for peace, you create a space for clarity, you create a space for real progress. So today I challenge you, let go of one thing, just one thing, that you've been holding on to, but it's really outside of your control. It's outside of your control. Let go. Focus on what's within your power. Watch how your life transforms. It's been an amazing episode. I have learned so much from it, even as I was saying the words and it's coming out of my mouth. Thank you, and see you soon in our next episode on the 40 days of productivity and positivity. It's your girl, Reynaissance Kiki. Love you. Bye.